How's everybody? So today we're gonna do a past life reading. I just woke up so my voice is like that. Didn't know my fatigue was fun. Who were you in your past life? Your past life, at least you have a lot of past lives. Some people have money as more than one person, the other person, something like that. So this is what I think. I think all of us have the same number of past lives or what? Anyway, who are you in the past life? At least the life that you can connect to the most, the life that you can feel the most, the life that you still have karma with the most, the life that was a life that you don't want to forget. Somehow it's just coming back here to the same reality, a life that you keep meeting people from, or lives that, at least some stories that are very significant that you still feel like you have some karma with. Remember to like and subscribe. I have a promo code, like it's gonna expire on the 27th, 40% off the ultimate love reading on VIMEO. 4 questions answered, only for rental. The code is AElla without any space, AElla capital. You can go check my community page, you're gonna find the link and you can go rent it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who are you in the past life? And if you want to check my other channels, elanooud music and chill with Ella, you can go ahead. Number 1, who are you in your past life? Your past life, you were sick, or you passed away where you have some kind of disease or some kind of sickness. You were having a fever or something like that. I feel like you were in India or some country that Africa or India, something like that. Majority of you, because it's general reading, I feel like something like that, Africa, India, something like that, or a village kind of way, or some kind of country. Some of you could be also Jamaica, something like that, where they have a village like there and they have like a countryside or a village side or something. You got really sick, you had some kind of fever, and you just passed away while you're sleeping. For some of you, just follow your intuition, because it's a general reading and there's things that are very specific in past life reading that I just feel like if you're resonating with that, the part passing away, the part getting sick or something like that, because there's a lot of people here. So you passed away while you were sick. If you feel the message is drawn to your feelings, because of past life, you're gonna feel it. Like, yeah, passed away when you were sick. And I feel like you were some kind of like a role model or a goddess or something. So you could be like near a Buddhist temple, or you had a temple where women were very appreciated in your century. It could be like, that's why I feel like it's India, so women could be very appreciated or something like that. Could be a dancer also, it could be like a Buddhist or something. Like you had a culture that was appreciative towards women, or they found women to be goddess, or you were like some kind of god or someone taking blessings from you. Like in countries like that, especially also in India, there's places where they're gonna take blessings from you depending on what the religion is or something like that. It was like a very temple kind of religion for some of you. For other thing about it, they appreciated women. I feel like it was a night to remember. It was like a very quiet night for some of you, a night there was like a star in the sky. For others of you, it was just a night that people were gathering around fire with star in the night. They were dancing or they were doing something outside, outdoor, and you were like inside and you're sleeping and you're having that fever and you passed away. Okay, were you in the past life? I feel like you hated the color, or you were not so good with coloring or painting or dressing up a lot of colors or something like that. Like in the past life, you were just too young. I feel, to be honest, like you're too young when you passed away. I don't feel like you even figured out a lot of things in that past life, or you had a lot of things to just be doing in the past life. Maybe you had a mother that was very appreciative, and she was like a goddess, and you went with her, or she was doing something around town, and you felt like she's very powerful. I feel you passed away very young. I feel like you were like around, like you could be a teenager or something like that, because you had this like nature, like you were playing outside, always dancing, chilling with family, chilling with people. You always talking, you always chilling. Don't feel like you even had a love interest or something like that, and then you passed away. Number two, who are you in the past life? Who were you? You were a doctor or someone who works in the medical field, or you were interested in medicine, or it could be also herbal medicine or some kind of healing things, or also like doing something. It could be spiritual or healing people with a spiritual something, or Reiki or something like that. You were healing people with it. Were you in the past life you had a twin sister or twin brother for some of you, or you had a brother or sister that really looked like you, that people were like always like saying that you look like your brother, you look like your sister, something like that. I feel like you had a kind of abusive something surrounding. You didn't like the surrounding, the community. There was like some people were so competitive. I'm here from Spirit, competitive, and they were abusive toward you because of the competition of like education, competition of like who's better than who's getting money, then who's better than what. I feel like you were rich, or you were at least like high economy, like kind of class, and in that century you had a lot of money or more money than the other people or something like that, or your family owned more money. I feel like a lot of men or a lot of women were so in love with you. They had a lot of feelings toward you. They saw you as something. I feel like this could be like in Europe for some of you. I feel like I've seen like European some kind of atmosphere. For some of you, it's not that. But this lifetime, it feels like that. You sit in, there's a lot of yellow light in the room you're sitting in. There's a lot of people admiring you. There's a lot of parties that you have to go to. It's almost like dinner parties or something, but it almost feels like you're dressing up and you have to go to those parties or dinners or stuff like that, or sitting with families, and you're just sitting on a table and you kind of feel like you don't like everybody at the table, but you sit and eating dinner or something like that, and you had to go there. It was like a lot about marriage talk, like who you supposed to marry, when you're gonna get married, and there was like a lot of people so into you. There was like a lot of people want to marry you. I feel. But some of you feel like you had a love interest that was maybe it's just different kind of family than yours, or like the type of family, or they come from a different background. There was like classes in that century, or they are labeled in another area, in another area of the town. It was like some kind of racist kind of things where those people are like that. It could be in a war kind of zone where things were labeled and divided, like in Germany, like in the US, or like stuff like that. Or even like it could be not that, it could be just they had another label class. Then you really like that person, but this person didn't give you a lot of attention because at the first place they were like not sure how you feel about them. Like that person from there was different like than you. I feel like you had a relationship with that person, or at least just a friendship that didn't did nothing happen till later on. For some of you, I feel like you had something with that person. You could have just got pregnant with that person, and people were like, why, or something like that, or you're gonna ruin something, or people gonna know that you're pregnant with that person. I feel like you got pregnant with that person. Because as a general reading, I'm seeing a lot of scenarios here. I don't want to get specific, but for some of you, that baby was like you still had the baby, you still raised the baby, you still kept the baby, nobody took the baby. I feel you could have also had a twin, also as kids. It just feels like there's a lot of like a lot of partners maybe you met. So maybe I feel like in this lifetime you might have a lot of karmic that you maybe confusing them with your twin flame because your family tried to you were like in a different society group where different, and there's like those people who were like attracted to you, and at moments you did have like some kind of like crushes or talking to people till you met that person that you really like. So I feel like you did create some kind of relationship with a lot of people. Also like because your family were like trying to get you married or something like that, you were dating a lot of people, or they introduced you to a lot of people. So I feel like in this lifetime you could be like literally meeting a lot of people that you're like confused about your twin flame or something like that. So this is what I feel. I feel also for you, I feel like you lived in like it's not a wine country. This is the first thing. For if you were like thinking this is like a wine country or something like that, it's not a wine place. It's not a wine country. I felt something about it. There was like no wine and alcohol there, so it could be like wine and alcohol was for some of you was not allowed. So it could be like in a Muslim culture or something like that. Wine and alcohol was not allowed. They are separated than the other something, or it could be like Jewish also, or something like that. For some of you, not all of you. For some of you, I don't see that case. I feel like you had that dog that you really loved. It looks like a shepherd dog, like looked like a shepherd dog that you had. You had that dog, or at least two dogs or something outside that you always play with, and you going outside with. You were like, I feel like you were so strong and you're so hot, and a lot of people were intimidated by you. You didn't have a lot of jealousy, a lot of intimidation there in that lifetime. So what exactly very significant here for me is like there's a small kind of like cottage or a small like wooden house or something outside that every time you look at it you kind of feel pain or you feel triggered by something and you don't know why, or just something that makes you feel sad whenever you look at the wooden blaze. It feels like for some of you something happens there, the wooden blaze, or it could be like a torture room or something like that. If it's like for some of you, this is because it's a general reading. For some of you, there is that thing. If there is like thing for others of you, it's not the slavery. For some of you, it's the slavery. Okay, there's like a wooden blaze or something like that where you look at it and you have a lot of pain. So almost like you're not allowed to look what's inside, but they be like torturing slaves or something like inside the room, and you're really hurt by it. Or they have something inside there where it's very dark for you and it's very taboo for you to go there. You don't know what's inside, or you're very taboo for you to go there. Okay, and yeah, I just feel like there's like a lot of things like that. I gotta get details. If you want a personal reading and details for your past life, just email me. Okay. Number 3, who are you in your past life? Remember to like and subscribe. Number 3, you were so not giving a fuck about what your family wants from you or what people want from you. You were someone very independent. I feel like you did release a lot of karma in some lifetime, in that lifetime. I feel like you're just a free spirit. I feel like you could be also psychic in the last lifetime, even if you were not aware of it. You just felt things that you done things that spirit told you. You left something. I feel like you left whatever they've been telling you to do. Like you were almost like not listening. You have like you don't listen to what people tell you. You don't listen to what your family tell you, to what people tell you to do. You just do what your intuition tells you to do. So you've been doing a lot of things that your intuition told you to do. Some of you, I feel like you left town or you left the area where you live in and you walked alone and you left that place. You left to another kind of time zone. Also you traveled, like you traveled to a different time zone, or you went to a different place, a different location. You lived in another country or something like that. I feel like you struggled with being like homeless or being like not knowing where to live. Not totally homeless, but it's like because you moved a lot, you struggled a little bit with the moving or something like that, or staying with people. I feel like you're like taking like a journey of staying with members that you know till you move, and you are like interested in traveling to a place that you felt like spirit been telling you to go to that place or that country. I feel like you're so interested in going to that country. For some reason you just want to be there. You don't know why. For some of you, I feel like you had like a lot of things that you broke, like a lot of taboo things was in your culture that you broke, to the point where nobody wanna look at you in the face or wanna look at you the same way or caring about where you're gonna go, because you broke a lot of traditions, yeah, either religion, tradition, things like that. You were like that rebel that everybody talk about in the town. I feel like this is the most specific memory that I see for you. But I feel like someone took something precious from you and kept it. I feel like this is like a family member, someone that you left town with, and they have this precious thing that you really like. It could be like a very sentimental something. They had it, and you were so mad and frustrated and crying because they had these precious things from you. They didn't let you see your brothers or sisters or some family members, something like that, because you were like refusing to obey the rules or to do the things that they've been telling you. It could be a different religion or something like that. I feel like you met someone like with the way, like when you were moving, you met someone, you dated someone, or you met someone, you met that person and you were dating, but you didn't get married to that person. You were just dating and you had like some kind of like really love kind of thing going on with that person, and you were like moving around with that person, or you just escaped with that person. It was like that crush or something like that, and you left with that person. It could be escaping with that person to a different town. You were like, let's just live together, and you left together with that person. I feel like later on you're like things were not good with that person and stuff like that, and that person wants to stay somewhere, and you wanted to do something else, and you're just like left, or you're just like, I want to do my own thing. I feel like you started really doing your own thing in that town and living in it. You started your own business or something like that. People started to know you. People gave you love. People respect you in that place that you started to live in. People loved you. People honored you, and you were so blended in. Like it's your culture, it's your hometown, but you were not from there. You had that thing of like you it's weird when people know that you're from there because you're different than there. Like even there you felt like different all the time, so you came, so almost like in your last lifetime you went to the place where you felt as like your hometown, like when spirit told you, and you didn't feel like you were born in the right place or something like that. It's just like a lot of confusion. I feel like you could be just feeling that also in this lifetime. I feel like you just left there and you were just settling there and you built a lot of things and you were happy. It's almost like you feel like, yeah, this is the place I belong to. And there's a lot of people know you at that place. Like you literally were so social to the point where a lot of people knew you. A lot of people knew you. I feel like you did build something like very big. Did build very big. It looked like a dancing place. It could be also a bar, a club, or something very big, or you build something. It just very, but people gather there. But I feel like, yeah, there's beats or music there, something like that. People gather there, and you're just very free spirit. I feel like you had kids at that town, and you married someone that you fall in love with, and you had kids with that town later on. I feel like you did date a lot of people in that town or that country. Some of you feel like maybe you're drawn to go to a country and you feel like you know a lot of people there for some reason, or you have a lot of connection there, or you dated a lot of people from one country. Like, why is that? It's weird. So I feel like you had that old. There's just something very specific for some of you. There's an old coffee shop or like a tea place is just very old and vintage from that year, and I feel like in this lifetime you did go to it. Like you did, for some of you, you did go to this country or this place, whatever it is, and you keep going to that coffee shop and you feel at home at that place. Like I literally feel like for some of you, you went to the place where you went to the places where you were there before, and you were like feeling so much stronger to that place or hometown or the country that you visited or you traveled to, or it could be like country you're living in right now, and you feel so much strong feelings whenever you go to the places, and you could have swear that you were born there. You could have swear that I feel this feeling like I was born there, I was living here. Like if you're like that, I feel like you did went to those places. I feel like you do have a strong intuition to meeting the right people, or you almost like met more than one. I feel like you were social, so there's a lot of people maybe feel connected to you in that country or that you're gonna go to, or the country that you went to. Maybe you just be randomly feeling like talking to a lot of people and have a connection with. So yeah, I feel like this is the most specific here things I feel. I feel like you did karmic tie, but there's like some pain that you didn't have closure with, and the thing that they took from you and they made you cry, and you had that pain of revenge always holding it inside you, that they took things from you when you were little, or they didn't like, they were torturing you, or they were like not accepting you, and they didn't let you see a family member that you love, or a daughter. For some of you, they took your daughter, or they took something like that, and they didn't let you see something that you love there. And I feel like some of you, maybe you're just having the same thing right now, because it's not like you're, I feel like maybe you're like really not taking your family serious. Maybe you have an abusive family right now and you really want to leave them, but for some reason you cannot leave, or you're struggling with finance, you're struggling with something, because you have that thing that you want closure with. Okay, so we can go farther, but yeah. Number 4, Remember to like and subscribe. Who were you in the past life number 4? You were very cheap with money. You had a lot of money. You were very cheap with it. You're not giving money. You're just hoarding money, or you're hoarding things. Like you're just keeping money, keeping money, keeping money, keeping. You were almost keeping things, not using them, keeping fancy things, buying things, keeping them for display. You're not enjoying things in life. You were just keeping those material things. You're like so cheap to use them or have fun. It's almost like you had this phobia of like keeping everything together. You had a partner that you were married to that was cheating on you, was not in love with you, even though you were always trying to have sex with this person, but this person was cheating on you. They were not in love with you. You know that they were disconnected and they don't like you, but you were like fine of keeping them around, even though they not giving you the love that you need, and you were always in pain that they cheated on you or they done something, and you knew, and you hear sometimes you go to places and you look at them whispering, you look at your partner whispering to someone or smiling, and you know they're fucking that person. They've been cheating on you in that lifetime. You saw some dirty things, like you saw something or exposed this person exposed themselves one time, you saw them fucking someone else, and you still kept being with that person even though they hurt you. I feel like you had a thing of like not enjoying things to the fullest. Like you had like things that you were just hoarding, you're not enjoying. You were always clingy on things that you don't do anything about it. Like you're clinging on things that you didn't take any step to leave or to let go of things. Hey baby. So you didn't like live life. You didn't like, you were just clinging on things. It's almost like you had that life of fear. I feel like a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear inside you of a lot of things. So you wanted that safe zone without like taking chance to meet the right person, taking a chance to live. You wanted to keep your money and reputation. You wanted to keep that money like hold. You want to keep things. You want to keep that image. You don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose the money, the safety, the person that you loved. You want to keep everything because you feel safe. Because if you lose all of that, you don't know what you're gonna do. There's a lot of fear, of hesitation, of taking action, taking like, I feel like you're always scared of getting rejected, or you're scared of getting in the wrong direction or something like that. I feel like you at one point you did met the right person, like for you there, or the right woman or man, whatever. You met them there in that lifetime, and you felt they're so good, but you felt they look so good, or they're so handsome or so sexy, and you were just amazed to look at them from afar. You met that person who just talking with people or doing things, and you always just had that fun feeling of just sitting on table and staring at that person, even though you're married, but that person was cheating on you, stuff like that. It just, something about that person was very amusing to you. Like you like looking at that person. This person could be very social or something like that. You always looked at that person. You always hope that you can be friends at least with that person or do something with that person. I feel for some of you, because it's a general reading, I don't want to get in details. You did end up with that person, but you did do a lot of shit to. You owe this person basically a lot of things. I feel like you did torture this person because this person liked you at one point, but you didn't have any balls to leave your marriage, even though that was broken, or you didn't tell that person or something like that. It just took you a little bit while, and something about it, just something about it that you torture that person. So I feel like maybe in this lifetime, you need to be the one who do things or something like that, or you have a lot of karma to get to this person. It's almost like gonna be very difficult for you to get to that person in this lifetime, because spirit gave you that person in that other lifetime, but you were like, almost like you were just a weak ass, to be honest. There is more, but it's a general reading. If you want specific for you, just email me, say, hey, past reading, please, past live. Number 5. Who are you in your past lives? For some of you, literally, you passed away when you were a baby, like you were a newborn baby. For some of you, you're like, no, this is not the life for me, but you had a karma of like, uh, passing away when you're like a kid. For some people to have their karma, some people to have karma, literally. For others of you, I feel like you were like in a farm or a country place where like a lot of music, a lot of people dancing, look like country dancing or something like that, cowboys and stuff like that. There's a lot of flowers there. A lot look like Australia for some of you. It could be any country, literally. There's a lot of flowers or field of something, and you're always dancing. He had a lot of pain in that lifetime. This is a more specific something. You're always sitting on the fence or you're looking at nature and people look at you and you smile and you laugh, but you have that pain of losing someone in that lifetime. Either someone passed away, a family member or a mother, a father, a sister, and you have that pain that you didn't know how to let go of. It was just too painful, then making you quiet, making you stare at nature, just stare at nature, and you just have that pain. You had a lot of pain you didn't know how to let go of. I feel like you had some kind of artistic something that you used to do or work on, like a workshop on the backyard or something like that you always working on. And I feel like you had a lot of wishes, a dream that you didn't know how to achieve, you didn't know how to start. You did achieve a lot of things, but I feel like you really wanted to do something more. I feel like you were someone who was very creative, like you could just build a lot of things for the town. Like if there's like, I feel like what do you call that, county something, like a market or a festival in the town, like a cowboy something or something. You're always building something, you're always building something for the town. Like you know how to build things. You're very creative, everybody like that about you. You always do something like a new idea, something like that. Then you're very creative in ideas, people love that about you. But I feel like you always had that pain. You didn't know how to let go. Maybe in this lifetime you need to let go of that pain, and you're gonna be really challenged by things or letting go of people that you love or something like that. You really didn't let go of that pain. It almost like kept you from pursuing things that you really want to pursue. You did marry someone in that lifetime. I feel that person is not your twin flame or something. It's just that person that you married and you had kid with. It was a soulmate or something like that. That person was great and all, but I feel like you did have a really lovely time with that person. But something about it, it didn't feel as intense, or it's not gonna feel it. You're in love with that person, but I feel like it doesn't feel as intense as your twin. It just feels like a more like a friendship. I feel like you didn't know what love is, to be honest. It's like, yeah, you love that person, but you didn't know that if it's like real love or anything. You just learned to love that person, and you lived with that person, and you love this person. And you did have tattoos on your arms, like a lot of tattoos on your arms or something like that. There's the tattoos, and you were like always, like you always go to that pub or bar at night to drink something with some friends as family, or like with your cousin or some kind of family member. I feel like you just go drinking, or you're drinking with people there, drinking a lot. You had a lot of fights. You were so aggressive. I feel like people were scared from you, because if you're just like really mad, you're gonna shoot someone. You literally don't shoot people, but I feel like you could just literally shoot someone. You did shoot people. You did shoot people, at least in their arm or in their hand or something. You do have like a gun, like a cowboy gun or something like that. And you're very scary, because people know like not to mess with you, because you just have that fight. Like if someone mess with you, you just, I feel like you're just walking at night, like people just look at you and know that's you, so nobody mess with you. Something about it, nobody mess with you, nobody come to your field or something like that. I feel like you had some kind of animal, a wild animal. It's kind of weird. I don't know what country is that. It could be like anything. It could be also Africa. It doesn't matter. You had a wild animal or an animal. It could be also a dog, only a dog, but it was just very, very aggressive. You had an aggressive animal with you. There was like a dog or something like that. It's just really aggressive. Just follow your intuition if you resonate with something, I feel. And there was like this secret place that you walk to for some of you. Like you go to, it could be like in the field or in the wood or something like that. That you love chilling and sitting there and just staring at things, and lovely things. Like you're just staring at things and talking to someone. Like you could be like talking to someone like there, just holding someone there or something like that. You did have like something to talk to or something. Like I don't know if that time we had like walkie-talkies or something like that. You did have something that you talk on, like a speaker or something. I don't know if there's phones even. Like you had something, I don't know what you were working with, like what you had. It just, you had some kind of speaker. It could be a radio or something like that also. Okay. I feel like you dress a lot of things. Like there's a lot of boots you have or shoes. Like you really like shoes or boots or something like that. You love them so much. Like this is the thing. Like, cause general reader for some of you, I feel like it is a cowboyish like kind of thing. Like for others of you, I feel like it's just like a different kind of country, like a hotter country or something like that. Thank you for watching, people. Remember to like and subscribe, and remember the code, the promo code for the ultimate love reading. You can purchase the reading, the rental is 40% off. Okay, on my community page you can find it.